It's been a long staple of the television lineup, but now the future of public access TV is at risk. And while it may not be quite as popular as Keeping Up with the Kardashians, as Tina Martin tells us, there's a lot these stations bring to the table.
And this requires maturity and motivation.
This career advice show is one of the 30 programs produced by the community through Access Framingham, the city's public access channel. In cities and towns across the state, access cameras catch it all, including moments at public meetings that might otherwise be missed.
The following city council coverage is brought to you by the Government Channel.
Like this August Framingham City Council meeting, when a resident had this to say about the city's African-American mayor.
It seems like the city of Framingham is being run a lot like Mugabe ran Zimbabwe.
Those comments sparked outrage among some in the city's black community because they went unchallenged, forcing the city council president to eventually apologize.
I think that's a perfect example. You want to talk about transparency? You want to know what your government is doing? This is exactly, and you want to know what your residents are thinking. This is exactly what you need.
Executive Director Scott Mercer is worried about the future of Access Framingham. The FCC has proposed cutting the amount cable companies are required to kick in for public access. Mercer says without that money, he can't run this operation.
That's 9 jobs that will be gone. That's freedom of speech by the community, for the community, that will be gone.
Even with all the local news on TV, Mercer says public access plays a unique role.
You have all these other channels, but you don't control any of those channels. And those channels aren't necessarily interested in what we call hyper-local information. You have newspapers that are going by the wayside. And what we have here is a place where you can go and talk about anything you want.
All right, got 115, guys, 115.
Flyer News is produced daily at Framingham High in partnership with the Access Channel.
I've learned how to shoot, edit, and produce videos.
Dear FCC officials.
That's why School Superintendent Robert Tremblay wrote this letter to the FCC, urging them to keep the funding intact.
We've actually just begun to expand our offerings to the middle school level to really foster an interest in TV production, video production. It's really a driver for much of our curriculum. What makes it exciting for kids to learn is the hands-on applications.
Something Scott Mercer doubts will be replaced if cable access goes away.
This is one of those things. You may not use it. You may not even know it exists. But when you wake up and find out it was gone, that's when you're going to have a sense of urgency, because you will have no platform.
The FCC public comment period on this ends on Friday. Tina Martin, WGBH News.
You know, I view this like I view much the FCC does, as with net neutrality, a pro-corporate, anti-real people move, but not everyone thinks that way. In a statement, the lobbying group Citizens Against Government Waste said the intended result of the FCC's action is to lower cable rates for consumers while protecting public educational and governmental channels. Citizens Against Government Waste might want to change its name to Citizens Against Citizens' Right to Know.